Let's turn to the heroes of the day. It's not Ben Stokes, but Jonny Bairstow with his three figures, who gets the man of the match, Michael. 100, a 94, and another 100 today. Those are his last three scores against India. And certainly, in ODIs against India, he relishes the opposition and deserves the man of the match. Just nudged Ben Stokes out a little bit.
Yeah, it must have been a close call, but Bairstow in white ball cricket, particularly 50-over cricket, he just has a game that he makes it look so simple. Even those check drives down the ground for six, that is such a difficult stroke. I remember when he was about 16, 17, when he was at Yorkshire County Cricket Club for the first time, and I was a senior pro, and we had the bowling machine out in the middle at Headingley. And if you kind of think about Headingley, the rugby stand at the bottom of the ground, where the dressing rooms used to be, and I was feeding this machine, getting ready for the T20 start, and Jonny Bairstow was the only player. So the senior pros were like looping it over the boundary rope, and Jonny Bairstow was check driving these bowling machine balls, and they were flying over the rugby stand into the rugby pitch. And I always remember thinking, oh, geez, this guy can hit a cricket ball like I've never ever seen. And I think when you see it being done so regular now at the highest level, and the ease of which he does it, and the flicks off his little flick over mid-wicket off the seamer. So a seamer goes straight, he goes, oh, thank you very much, I'll flick you over mid-wicket. He's got the pull shot, he's got the cut shot, he's got that check drive through the offside. The only way that you can really get him is early with that ball that nips back. If you can get him early, you pitch it up, you nip it through the gate, he goes with his hands a bit too soon, loses his balance slightly. It's the only really vulnerability, and he's producing himself right up there. He doesn't get the mentions like like David Warner or a Virat or a Kane Williamson. In white ball cricket in the last 5 years, he is right up there with the best. The Rohit Sharma, he is right up there with them in his numbers. He doesn't quite get onto that pedestal. I don't know why, but for what he's producing and the fitness levels, he certainly will be playing for a few more years. He could end up with a tremendous record. If it's not tremendous already, I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah, I can tell you the example, Joy, Michael gave about the rugby stand and the little field behind that. They'd allowed car parking for a bit over there, and I used to park my car in the rugby ground. And I used to generally ask, look, is it safe here? And they said, no, nobody hits the ball this far. And if only I'd known, I would have been a little careful about where I'd parked my car. But it's his adaptability again. I know we've kept using the word. One thing, adapting from red ball to white ball. He couldn't buy a run in that series. But also from the first match till now, his approach to get 290 was so different the first time around. And he said, okay, maybe a little bit, I'll hold back a little bit. I've got Ben Stokes at the other end. And he was able to do that.
No, not just. And it starts not just with when Ben Stokes came in. It started when really Jason Roy was dominating at the start. And he was scratching around. He'd bowled in the first 5 overs, he had faced about 7 odd balls. And that's the thing that, at that point in time is Jason Roy doing all the hard work. Look at that. 59, 5.9 in the first 10 is not a big deal. Okay. 6.9. Now they're cranking it up. Then 6. And then that complete explosion happens. And then it's a completely different ballgame.
And quickly, while we stay on this graphic, have a look at 11 to 20. Because it's not a phase of the game where you necessarily associate no boundaries and 6 sixes. But that's when they decided, okay, the spinners were coming into their own. They were able to hit those sixes. So why not? It's not that you have to tell yourself, no, this is a dry phase. We will stick to it. This is a dry state. We will not drink. I mean, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. So they decided to do what England does, Michael.
Yeah, and sometimes actually hitting sixes is easier than hitting fours. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but with these boundary sizes, with the boundaries in and, with the power of the player, they actually think they're hitting over. You're hitting a good shot down the ground where this fielder's on the deck. They believe that they can just, I guess, get it a third of the way up the bat off the kind of inner kind of edge of the bat. As long as they commit to it, it's going to be enough to go over the fielder's head. So it does surprise me in one way, but not with the way England play, because I know with their mindset they think 6, 4, and then see what they can get off the ball.